Hello guys, LifeHackster here, and today we are going to check and test out the Wyze Palm Lock. Palm vein recognition are the in thing this year and has some advantages compared to a fingerprint lock. And because it looks for veins underneath your skin, it still works if your fingers or hands are wet or dirty. Also, this Wyze Palm Lock was sent to me by Wyze, so thank you. But this is not a sponsored video and they have no input or have previewed this. With the Wyze Palm Lock, you can unlock your door using your hand and you can program up to 50 unique palm veins. It has a keypad so you can also unlock using an access code and also can program up to 50 unique codes. It has the anti-peep technology where you can add random numbers before or after your main code to prevent someone from memorizing your code. It also has a discrete key slot so that you can use a regular key. This is a built-in Wi-Fi so you can control your lock or know the status of your lock and your door remotely. And also use Google and Amazon devices to lock or unlock your door. Lock Wyze Palm Lock.
Locking. Hang on.
The unlocking part will need a verbal PIN for security. It has dual batteries. The main battery, Wyze states, good for 6 months of use, and the backup one good for 2 weeks. So you can easily swap batteries out or let it charge with no downtime. But if you still disregarded the low battery notifications and let both batteries drain out, the outdoor unit has a USB-C port in the bottom that you can plug in a battery pack to temporarily power up the smart lock so you can unlock your door. It has a built-in gyroscope for its auto lock feature, which we will talk more about later in the video. You can also integrate this with Wyze doorbells so that you can control the lock while watching the live view of your doorbell. This is IP53 weather resistant and BHMA3 certified. Inside the box, you will get the indoor unit, and this is made of plastic, but the thumb turn is metal. Pull this up to open up the battery compartment. Main battery here and the backup here. And we have the reset button. On the back side, we have the connection points. We have its bracket, which is metal with a rubber lining. And we have the outdoor unit, and this is all metal. We have the keypad, which is glass, and the palm vein sensor right here. You can slide this down to show the keyway, and seems and feels like it is secured with magnets. This piece right here though is plastic. And we have the connector to connect to the indoor unit. What else you will get? A quick start guide. We have a whole template for new doors. We have the deadbolt. It comes with 2 keys and some machine screws. We have the strike plate, and if you are replacing an existing deadbolt, you most likely not need to replace your existing strike plate. And we have some screws, and we have the longer machine screws, and we have the backup battery here. No charging port, so I guess the main battery charges this up. And we have the rechargeable battery pack. This is the same battery that Wyze uses for their battery cams and doorbells. 6200 mAh capacity. Time to install this. So this is a replacement for your deadbolt. First, let's screw in the deadbolt itself, making sure the top mark is on top, and screw it in with the 2 included screws. On the outside unit, remove the protector piece off the tail piece. Push the wiring under the deadbolt and insert the tail piece on the slot on the deadbolt. And on the other side, push the wire harness through the rectangular slot of the inside bracket and screw it in using the 2 long machine screws that are included. Plug in the wire harness to the inside unit. The terminal is marked with a red line, and slide the tail piece in on the slot of the thumb turn and push the whole unit in on the bracket and screw it in using the 3 included short machine screws. And on the bottom screw hole, you can push in the rubber screw cap. Test the thumb turn, making sure it works. And to set up, insert the backup battery and then the main one. Open up the Wyze app, plus sign to add device, home, and we have the Wyze Palm Lock. And I'll just skip this because we already installed it. Press the reset button for 8 seconds until you hear the voice prompt. I heard ready to connect. This has a built-in Wi-Fi and will connect to 2.4 GHz. And wait until it is connected and name your lock. And time to calibrate it, which you need to close the door and manually lock it. Unlock and listen for the open the door prompt. And open the door at the widest angle. And now close the door. And this doesn't apply to me, and the lock is calibrated. You then need to create an access code. And time to add my palm print. I'll set the left palm first, and then the right.
Palm scan successful.
Registering palm veins is faster than fingerprint locks, and it does unlock pretty quick too. Let's check these settings in the app. When you open up the app, you will see the lock and its current status, and you will see it is locked and the history of events here in the bottom. Clicking on this will unlock the lock. And if you set it in the notifications, you will get a notification that the lock was unlocked. Clicking on it again will lock it. And if you refresh the events, it will show it here. You'll also see the battery level and gear icon for the settings. Access and sharing. This is where you can add users, where you can add up to 50 users. You can also add their palm veins. And access mode, always, or if you want it recurring, like on certain days only and certain times, or set a time frame for it to work. There is also a one-time code option. You can set when it expires, so this code can only be used one time until tomorrow. Notifications. I like that aside from lock and unlock notifications, you can be notified if the door is left open. We have the auto lock. You can set for the lock to lock automatically when the door closes or after a delay of up to 45 seconds. We have lock after hours to make sure the lock is always locked at a specified time at night. We have third-party integration here, and you can set a PIN code if you want to use this lock with Google Home. And you can also do this with Amazon devices using the Alexa app. Failed entry lockout is after 5 failed attempts, an alarm will sound and will lock you out for 5 minutes. Battery management, which I just set it to auto. This is mostly because the palm sensor has to wake up and turn on so as to read your palm veins. Overall, installation and setup is pretty easy with this Wyze Palm Lock, as long as you already have an existing deadbolt that you are replacing it with. The lock is pretty responsive even when controlling it from the app. As to the auto lock, and this is the same thing with other smart locks that doesn't have a separate physical door sensor. If someone closes the door but not all the way, it will still activate it. So just something to note. And another thing with this palm vein locks compared to fingerprint ones, the palm vein only works with unlocking. Unlike with fingerprint models, your fingerprint can unlock but also lock it. So with the Wyze Palm Lock, you need to push the lock button on the keypad to lock the door from the outside. And you just need to tap it, which I like, and not push and hold like with the Eufy. And one last thing, the USB-C port on the bottom doesn't have any cover. If they designed this to have a rubber flap cover, could mostly increase its weather resistance rating. Anyways, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.